Alright everyone, it's time to pop some Hypnocell and go over the top 10 Freddy kills of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. But first, I'm gonna need my glove. Alright guys, the time has finally arrived. It's the 35th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street and Silent Night, Deadly Night, but we're not here to talk about that. So, it's been 35 years since this guy's been haunting your nightmares. And now it's time to rank the top 10 kills. I believe there's only like 34 in this entire franchise. And I'm going to give you 10 plus 3 honorable mentions. So that's like a third of them. We're going to go over a third of all the kills. And keep in mind, these are my personal top 10 kills.
Run!
It's not the goriest kill, but I just like the way it was shot with the whole like 3 blades going right through the door and like the blood's trickling on the outside somehow. I'm not sure what's going on with that door. Why can't they open it? It's locked from the inside and outside, but it's a pretty cool scene and it's a great character. I love Brady / Grady, whatever you want to call him. I keep forgetting his name. Is it Brady or Grady? I haven't seen it in over a year. This is the only decent thing from this pile of shit movie. It is an awful movie, but if there's one creative kill in it, it's Carlos. Everything after that and before it, it's just wacky, cartoony shit. I like this kill because it's not a retread of any other kill before. It's not copying anything. It's kind of brutal. He sticks his whole hand through his chest, and then he's keeping him alive. He's like, even though your heart's not beating, your brain's functioning, and I can torture you for like another 7 minutes. I just love that part of it. It makes the kill even more awesome. The fact that Freddy's gonna torture his ass, and Freddy doesn't torture people. He mentally tortures them, but this guy, he says he's going to torture. So that definitely makes it stand out and puts it on my top 10. This one comes from Dream Warriors, and it's the drug addict who has beaten her addiction, and Freddy uses that as like a weakness. He uses it to kill her, poetically I guess. Turns his finger glove knives into syringe needles and he just injects them into her, and you see like her like arm, it has like these little bubbles or like these faces on them. I can't remember, but something happens there. It's pretty creepy looking, and then she just ODs. He makes her OD. Not that creative of a kill, but just the look of his hand turning into the needles was pretty cool, and then his like catchphrase with it, like his one-liner, like "let's get high." I like all that stuff. So Taryn, or whatever her name is, right here at number 7.
Fuel injection! Power drive! Fast lane!
This one goes to the boyfriend in Dream Child, my least favorite of the franchise. Spoiler if you haven't seen my ranking. I ranked all these, so check out that video if you want. But don't check out my reviews because I might hurt your feelings. So this is the only good death in this movie. So I kind of like chose the best from each movie and I put them on my list. So this is the best from Dream Child. It makes no sense. I mean, he dies in a car accident. That's how he dies in the real world. But in the Freddy world, Freddy turns him into this Bane-looking, weird motorcyclist from hell. And just the practical effects there, the makeup, you could tell they spent a lot of time and probably budget on that kill scene. And just the look of it, the motorcycle like grabbing him, all that stuff, pretty awesome. So there you go, number 6. we've reached a kill from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow. He just gets sucked right into the bed, and all of a sudden there's just a big old blood geyser of just blood just hitting the ceiling. The way they filmed it, like a room upside down, that's the trick they used, and it's just gallons and gallons of blood. That can't be all of his blood. It's ridiculous the amount of blood was there. And I like how in this movie, the first 2 kills were set up as a murder and then a suicide. How do you explain that death to the police? And I like that the mom even gets to see it, because it's like, yeah, now Nancy's not the only one aware of crazy shit going on. How do they explain that? But I mainly just like this kill because it's a scary-ass visual, and it leaves things to the imagination. You don't know what exactly happened to his body. But one thing's for sure, he lost all his blood and more. Alright, this is another one from the Dream Warriors. You might see more. This one goes to Philip, the established sleepwalker of this asylum place for troubled youths. And I like that Freddy uses his sleepwalking to his advantage, and he just makes everybody think he's just sleepwalking, but he takes them all the way up to the roof, and then he just sends his ass over. But what's even better is that he literally makes him a marionette, because this guy has marionette dolls in his room, and even just the cool like stop motion effect they used to have like that marionette Freddy, he like cuts himself loose. The effects, the sound design, and just it looks very agonizing. It's almost hard to look at. So it's a pretty great kill, and scary as hell to be in that situation. So there you go, number 4, Philip from Dream Warriors.
Welcome to prime time, bitch!
Once again, Dream Warriors, we got Welcome to Prime Time, bitch. Just picks her up. She said earlier in the movie she wants to be a TV star. I want to be on TV. Well, now she's in TV. Picks her up and then slams her head right into it. And then Larry Fishburne, that's before he was Lawrence Fishburne, walks in, sees the mess. It's a great funny-ass kill. An ad-libbed line from Robert Englund. It was just supposed to be, this is your big break in TV, and I think he ad-libbed, welcome to prime time, bitch. It's the most famous line from Freddy Krueger, so it had to be on the list. Funny kill, great one-liner, and it's just, yeah, awesome kill. So, number 3, prime time, bitch. This is the only one from Dream Master. So finally, Dream Master gets some love. This one is probably the most disgusting kill out of the whole franchise. It's the most gnarly. This chick is working out, and then like there's so much crap that happens to her. First she's working out, then her limbs just snap right at the elbow. Just like you see her bones poke through it. Then they just fall off, and then all of a sudden she's transported into like this cockroach trap, and there's like sticky shit all over the floor. She falls in, her face falls off, she's stuck. Almost makes you sympathize with insects, but not really. Fuck insects. Now, before we go to my number 1, which should be obvious, you might already know it, let's go over a few honorable mentions. The waterbed kill from Dream Master. The only kill from Freddy vs. Jason. And the suck face death from Dream Master.
Wanna suck face?
No.
Number 1.
Tina from The Nightmare on Elm Street. This death is iconic. It's just, this is the girl that you thought was going to be the main girl. It focuses on her the first like 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden she's just dead, so the shock behind her death really adds to it. the way it was shot. Like, you see Rod in the foreground, like, reaching out for her, screaming her name, and then she's reaching for him, and she's just like crawling on the roof, the ceiling. I think Wes Craven just did a great job shooting his death, and just seeing her like lift up, spinning in circles, and just to put yourself in Rod's situation, in his position, extra terrifying. Like, what would you do? There's nothing you can't do. You're fucked. It's my favorite kill. It's the one kill I always think of when I think of this franchise. Whenever anyone talks about Nightmare on Elm Street, any of them, I always think of this death, because it's just iconic and it's my favorite one, next to the cockroach one. So there you go. There's my top 10 kills. Put yours in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button, and you can become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.